what might be the real truth about what happened in Texas? So as we know, for the past couple of weeks, Texas has been going through a crazy snowstorm, and they've been dealing with hella cold weather. Me and some other people said that this is just a shift in the earth. But could there be an underlying truth to this? So let's backtrack last month, when Texas lawmakers wanted a secession ballot. Now what does that mean? This basically means Texas wanted to secede from the United States, aka separate itself from the US and become its own country. The lawmakers, the Texas citizens all agreed with this, except for the US government. They did not want Texas leaving the US because Texas played a big role in the government. So what did the government do? Well, if you don't know what HARP is a program created by the US Air Force, the US Navy, and the Alaska Fairbanks. What HARP basically does is it produces fake weather. This is a generating machine that's producing fake clouds that'll then produce rain. So what if the US government used HARP, created fake snowstorms and fake cold weather in the atmosphere, so that the Texas people would be struggling, going through blackouts, water loss, food running out, to then have to depend on the government for help and be convinced to stay in the US.
Okay, y'all, I finally made it to Omega Mart, where you've got to become an employee of the moment. Here's their training in fast motion. And hopefully you don't turn out like this dude. Look how realistic their props are. Like, none of these stains or this mop bucket is real, but it looks like it is. So words can't describe exactly what Omega Mart is. This is going to be part 1 of maybe 2 or 3 parts. This is the store part, which has crazy and unique items. By the way, don't do this right here, you'll go to jail. And while shopping, the PA system was taken over, threats were made, and suddenly it just went back to normal as if nothing happened. So all kinds of strange products are sold in the store, and you can actually buy any of it. But if you think all this is crazy, just wait until you go through one of the portals hidden throughout the store. I ended up staying here for hours, but I met some dudes that stayed here for 8 hours, and I'm going to show you why. Meow Wolf has done an excellent job of creating an immersive experience, and this is just a sneak peek. If you want the full experience, you're going to have to use your employee card to unlock everything in Omega Mart. Stay tuned.
Hey y'all, so I tripped myself up today because I was thinking, like, we're literally taught everything. Like, for example, this is the color purple, right? You know that's the color purple because you've been taught that that is the color purple. Anyways, this crazy thought process made me Google, how do I know that blue is the color blue? Which I was a little but I came across this really interesting article basically saying that the color blue didn't exist until modern times. So the scholar noticed that if you read the Odyssey, Homer describes the ocean as like a wine dark color, along with other strange hues. He never uses the color blue to describe the ocean. So a philologist decided to follow up on this. And he'd analyzed some ancient Icelandic, Hindu, Chinese, Arabic, and Hebrew texts to see if the color popped up anywhere. No mention of the word blue. The first society to actually have a name for the color blue were actually the ancient Egyptians, because they were the only culture that could produce blue dyes. It seems from then that awareness about the color blue spread. Y'all, it gets more interesting, so stay tuned for part 2.
The shutting up theory. Allow me to explain. This theory speculates that by closing your mouth while simultaneously ceasing your lips to move, people don't have to hear your annoying ass. And by doing this, it means nobody has to suffer from hearing what you have to say. This is due to how annoying you're being right now and everybody wanting you to stop talking. Which is why
the woman in the picture predicted 9/11, and you will not believe what she had to say about 2021. Her name is Baba Vanga. She's a blind mystic. Despite dying in 1996, she had a lot of predictions for the years to come. But one of her main predictions was what was going to happen in 2021. And not only did she predict 9/11, but she also predicted that there would be a cure for cancer before 2021. Now, this could have been true as they could have found a cure, but the person who found it could have been killed. But what exactly did she say about 2021? She said there will be a lot of great disasters as 3 giants unite and a strong dragon seizes humanity. Some of her other predictions included Donald Trump will suffer deafness and mortal illness in 2021, and Vladimir Putin will have to fight off an assassination. And she also said that eventually Russia will rule the world. And I can see that happening. What do you guys think?
Meanings behind common dreams, part 2. Dreams of being chased are a very common dream, and it means you're trying to avoid something in your life. If you're being chased by an animal, this means that you're avoiding a certain task, maybe you're procrastinating, or you're also avoiding a certain confrontation with someone. But if you're running from an unknown figure and scary person, it means that you're running from past trauma and you're suppressing your emotions. Dreams of losing your teeth have to do with communication, and you feel like you're losing your power. You're probably worrying or overthinking about something you said, or you feel like you're walking on eggshells when you're talking to someone that's close to you. Dreams of your boyfriend or girlfriend cheating on you has to do with trust issues. However, if you feel that you don't even have any trust issues in this relationship, you could feel as though there is something that is a distraction from your guys' relationship that stands in between you. This could be you feel like your partner is prioritizing hobbies, friends, and work over you.
I don't understand women. I told her I was going to take her on a date to one of those nice restaurants where they cook your food in front of you. We both got dressed up, everything was going great until we got to the restaurant, and then she has a mood swing for no reason. She won't even get out of the car or even talk to me. Somebody explain to me.
Guys, this is going to be part 3 of what your birthmark can tell you about either your present life or your past life. So if you have no birthmarks, that means that you either died of natural causes in your past life or you're a new soul. Any red birthmark on any part of your body might be a sign that you were burned in a past life. Couldn't find a picture for this, but apparently if you have skin depressions, which is where the skin is pitted, grooved, or rugged, this is caused by injury, acne, or diseases like smallpox. This is where you've been wounded in the past life. And these are the reminders of issues from past life that you've come to heal in the present lifetime. What's said that spots on the eye are almost directly from being stabbed there, and could be a spear wound from a past life. This was done when the individual was probably sleeping, and it always proved to be fatal because a stab in the eye was a stab to the brain. It's said that having a birthmark on your head, especially if you can't grow hair through your birthmark, this is how the body remembers being scalped in the past life. So if you have a birthmark like this, a dark center with a ring around it, this might be a sign that you were hit with a poison arrow in the past life. The arrow didn't kill you, then the poison probably did. If you have a birthmark like this, apparently this is where your skin was rubbed raw in a past life, and possibly slave chains. I'll be uploading part 4
This man was frozen in ice for 3 days, and you won't believe what happened to him. His name is David Blaine, and he went inside a block of ice for 3 days with no food and only one tube supplying him with air and water. At the 61-hour mark, he was beginning to lose consciousness, but he couldn't go to sleep because if he leaned on the ice, he would have got severe frostbite. Unfortunately, this led him to have extreme hallucinations. Near the end of the stunt, he called his girlfriend over, but she was immediately pulled away. This made him think that he was dead and that she couldn't see him. After 63 hours, they decided to cut him out, but they said he was so delusional that he tried to grab the chainsaw. He finally made it out, but he was so physically and emotionally tired that he couldn't walk or talk. David was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but you won't believe what he did next, like for part 2.
There's a quote that I discovered in college that really shifted my mindset, and I want to share it with you guys. At the time, I was just looking for a quote that would impress my scary professor, but I didn't know that I would actually apply it into my own life and drastically change my mindset. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. And watch your character, it becomes your destiny. We can literally be brainwashed with everything that we consume on media. It literally changes our perspective, our mindset, our lives, and the way that we live the rest of our lives. I started unfollowing people who I compared myself to, so celebrities that weren't adding value to my life. And as much as possible, I only started consuming content and following people and looking up to people who I knew would help me fulfill my purpose and to do as much as I can with my life. Because the things we consume, we think about, and eventually we become.
Today's conspiracy theory is going to be one of the craziest we've covered so far, and I must warn you, if you have anxiety, please do not watch this. So this theory, we're going to talk about the movie Songbird, which is supposed to come out next year, and it's supposed to talk about COVID-23. So now we're going to talk about predictive programming. The definition is here. You can pause if you want to read it. But it's basically the media psychologically brainwashing us to accept something that's about to happen. And we saw this a lot with 9/11. There were so many cartoons imitating 9/11 before it actually happened. Now I'm going to show you pieces of the trailer which are really realistic.
Tensions rise as we enter the 213th week of lockdown.
A grim new reality emerges.
COVID-23.
Curfew is now in effect. All unauthorized citizens must stay indoors.
And 10 minutes.
All infected Americans are being forced into quarantine camps.
So what if the government is programming us to accept the next few lockdowns? Let me know in the comments.
Imagine you come home one day and find a package on your front porch. You have no idea where it came from, but upon opening it, there's a book inside titled How to Build a Time Machine. You read it, and it's a very detailed guide of exactly what you need and how to build a time machine. You immediately get to work gathering needed materials and constructing it. After 5 years of a few failed attempts, you finally make it. Right before you go through the time machine, you stop and think to yourself once again, who gave me this book, and why did they give it to me specifically? It then clicks in your brain. You grab the book, hop in the time machine, and set the time to 5 years ago. You plant the book for your past self and disappear. But this raises a question. Who made the original book? This is called the bootstrap paradox, and if you're a part of the 93% of people who watch my videos but aren't followed, hitting the plus would make my day.
So I have this awesome baby monitor that tracks my daughter's birth rate while she sleeps. It also notifies me if she stops breathing, which is great because I'm terrified of SIDS. But anyways, today, long after I had woken her up and we ate breakfast and everything, I got a notification on my phone saying that she had fallen asleep. So I open the app and I see this. But if my kid isn't in the crib, tell me who the fuck is breathing?
Scientists have found a way to keep people alive forever. Well, kind of. Cryonics may seem very sci-fi, but it already exists. There are companies that freeze you as soon as you die. This is so you can be brought back to life when technology and medicine is advanced enough. Some celebrities have already been frozen, such as James Bedford, and other celebrities such as Simon Cowell and Seth MacFarlane are on a waiting list. Now comment whether you would do this.
These glass beads could save the Arctic ice. The powder-like grains are scattered over ice, creating a thin layer that reflects sunlight back into space, reducing surface temperatures and stopping the melt. Researchers testing this method in Alaska have seen a 50% increase in reflectivity, maintaining ice 20% longer. The hollow beads are made of silica, which is one of the most common materials on the planet and breaks down naturally in the ocean. If the beads wash ashore, they easily act as beach sand and aren't harmful to wildlife if ingested. Could this bold move be a solution to saving the Arctic and curbing climate change?
Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to feel your energy through your hands. When I was a kid, my aunt taught me how to do this for Reiki, and we would make the energy balls with our hands and then heal other people and things. Push your hands really tightly together for a little bit, as hard as you can, then let go. You should be able to feel it's like a ball sensation, literally, and the more you go out, the stronger it feels. Another way you can feel this is taking somebody else's hands and pressing against each other and then doing the same thing. Then when you do this enough, you can literally just focus your energy really quickly and then feel it right away. It's really so cool and you should try it out.
So I see this weird charge to my credit card and I ask my wife, and she tells me, I'm taking classes, so you stop making fun of my cooking. And I'm like, but these are for MMA classes. She looks at me dead in the eye and says, you're never gonna make fun of my cooking again.